All right, quick solar update today, as it is Sunday, and what's coming in. It has been coming in, but it's coming in a little differently today, is this need for patience. And again, for me, when I'm thinking of solar energies, when I do work with that energy on a Sunday, specifically working with ancestor energy, with the energy of the departed from my own life, as well as, whatever deity type personalities come in. At some point I will make a video on really what deities are, because they're really just ancestors. Ancestors that are long remembered, and sometimes shift faces and names and so on. But that's, again, another topic. Patience is the word of the day, but even as I say it, I'm reminded that a better word for it, for what's coming in today versus what has been coming in, is endurance. And I think this is very connected with what we see coming in on the world stage right now. And the ancestor energy is very strong today in terms of encouraging, but also giving a heads up. It's a long haul coming up. That's what I'm getting. It's a long haul coming up. And we want things to be so quick. We want things to happen now. There's a lot of folks in the spiritual community who are intent on bringing in a new earth, but there's so much, there can be so much frantic energy about it happening now, right this minute. And there is a positive aspect to us wanting to feel that new earth, to feel that it's here, to feel it already, to sort of sense it, to have its energies flowing into us. And that's not a bad thing. But we can get turned off from the path that will actually ground that new earth into place if we get discouraged when we then look out at the world and we don't see it there. And then one of a couple things happens. We turn completely inward, and we enjoy that little personal new earth that is there just for us, but we don't do any of the things outwardly that would bring that new earth in on a wider basis and really ground it into place. Or we just throw in the towel completely. And either way, we're not doing the things that we know we're here to do. Ultimately, and this is not a fear message, this is not a worry message, okay? It's a message of endurance. In the face of that, what we need is endurance. And when we think of endurance, we think of, say, somebody running a marathon, right? You don't run a marathon by accident. You run a marathon because you chose to. You trained to, and you decided to do it. And you want to finish, right? That's the goal. If nothing else, you want to finish. Well, that's kind of what's going on right now. That's what we're being encouraged with. It's that kind of patience, but it's actually endurance. It's like one movement at a time, right? One leg forward, the other leg forward. So keep swinging those arms. Keep watching your form. Eyes on the road. Look out for things that will make you stumble. Endurance. Keeping your head in, right? The heart-mind connection is really important here. If you've run at all, you know that you need your heart working, obviously, and your heart's going to be pumping, but there's also this mental component to it, right? To where if you can sort of lose your mind and lose control over yourself and sort of give in to the run, and then you don't finish, right? Because it gets to you. And there's a balance there of, you train, you strengthen, and over time you can run farther, you can run longer, you feel better, your recovery is not so bad, all these types of things, right? But it takes both. It takes that heart connection, that strength, that physical strength. It takes that mental toughness as well. So yeah, we're being encouraged with that in the face, again, of, it's in the news. Like, there's a lot of uncertainty right now, and that gets projected out, and it gets used to channel the mass of consciousness, the mass of human consciousness on this planet in a direction. And that's what's happening right now. It's yet one more attempt to channel us as a mass, the mass consciousness of the planet in a direction. And are we going to fall for it again? We've been doing nothing but falling for it for decades. That's the if the ancestors are going to speak bluntly on this, that's what they're going to say. We have done nothing but fall for it. We have not stood in our power collectively. We haven't. Is this going to be the time? Is this going to be the moment? And this does not mean demonizing this country over that country, or switching positions to demonize that country over this country. That's completely the wrong idea. We're all people. We're all people. You can stand up and say no more because of your overriding concern for everyone, right? For everyone to have a life, for wrongs to be righted, for people to be left alone to live their lives in the places they've decided to live those lives, which should be nobody else's business. So, and to defend that against, powerful, wealthy, organized systems that would supplant, this group of people in favor of that group of people. These types of things have happened always. This is not a message of, again, like quick and easy. There is a problem with wanting that quick and easy, and it feeds right into what can be called apocalypticism, which is a mindset that is always headed towards the apocalypse and wanting it because things aren't right and something's just got to give and change and, in the snap of a fingers, right? And I grew up with this, and that is in my ancestry. There is an element of that. And in that ancestry, that wants to be cleansed because it leads us to either sit and do nothing and wait and twiddle our thumbs while we look out of the world knowing that it's going to all fall apart. But when it does, it'll all be good for me somehow. Or we look out at the world and we demonize and we actively urge the apocalypse on. Neither of these are the type of endurance that is being called for. This endurance is something different. It's standing in your own power, in your own love, first for self, and then if you really have that, then you can look out at other people and out at the world and see it all differently. Maintaining that. Love shoves aside worry and fear. And that's the endurance we need. Can you hold that while you're running and you're tired and your mind wants to fall apart and your heart's hurting? Can you hold on to that? Can you have endurance? Can you keep going? The ancestors are here to say you can. You can. They're here to say that we will. It's not going to happen all at once. One step at a time, one race at a time, one little area of the world at a time. So that's pretty much it. Be brave, be courageous in this moment. It's also just coming through right now. Be brave, be courageous. If there's something you know you're supposed to do, do it. Be strong. Do it. Lots of little actions can lead up to a big action. Lots of non-action is also kind of like an action. All right. Much love and peace as always. All the light you can stand, sending it your way right now.